We are looking for a statement that is true. So there are 4 statements over here. They say that an individual carrying on business must submit a tax estimate at least 30 days prior to the commencement of the basis period for the respective year of assessment. Now, I would like you all to think about this. I mean, those of you on the screen also, please think about this. Now, this is clearly a wrong statement, but which part of it that is wrong? So the part that they are actually not correct here is that they are using the word individual, which is not true, because this is a rule that is applicable to a company, which is the CP 204 systems that we are doing. And it says over here that if you're carrying on a business, now actually there's no requirement for a company to carry on business. As long as you're a company, whether or not you're carrying on business is not important. You have to furnish your tax estimate. So they are trying to give you that kind of half-truth that make things difficult, because when they are like half correct and half wrong, that's where you are not like very sure, is this correct or not? So A is a wrong answer lah, okay? Okay, B, now a non-resident employee with the same employer for 12 months may elect not to submit a tax return, provided that their remunerations were subject to a monthly tax deduction and they did not have any other income, other than from employment. Now, you know, in tax admin we have an option that you don't have to furnish tax return and you can use your monthly tax deduction as a final tax. That's an option there. But this option is only applicable when there's a couple of conditions being fulfilled. Now, example conditions like same employer for 12 months actually has to be there. Now, but actually electing is not really a requirement, because it's not a real election, it's a deemed election. The law just says that by not furnishing your return, you're deemed to elect. So that made me start to wonder, okay, is this a true statement? Now, but you start to say, okay, now I know that 12 months is there. And then they also say that you must have monthly tax deduction, which is also a requirement that in order for you to go for this, you must be having a tax deduction. And you must not have any other income, because you only can have employment income throughout the whole year of assessment with the same employer. Now, it's quite close to what I know that, okay, this sounds like correct. But the part that I'm trying to struggle is, do I really need to elect? Because that's what the law says. And the other thing that students probably will struggle is when they saw the word is a non-resident employee. They will start to wonder, non-resident employee, how? Now then you will start to wonder that does the law only applies to resident or not, okay? Okay, anyway, if you're not sure, leave it out first. Anyway, you are not supposed to decide an answer right away without checking the rest of the answers, because you could always have a better answer, right? Okay, they go on and says that individual carrying on the business with an installment scheme issued by Inland Revenue. Now, what installment scheme issued by Inland Revenue is what we call the CP 500 scheme, which is the 6 bi-monthly installment. And they say that this will be allowed to revise the tax estimate for the year of assessment only in the 6th and the 9th month of the basis period. See, again, they're trying to confuse you with company. Now, that's not true, because under CP 500 system, you're allowed to do revision anytime up to 30th June of that year. So that's the main difference between individual and company. That's why I've told you before, when we see the tax admin, that these two systems, you've got to be very clear that what are they, okay? Now, citizens of a foreign country who derive employment income from Malaysia are not required to declare their Malaysian source income. No such thing. As long as your income is Malaysian source, we did this in the first chapter of our study, as long as you have Malaysia derived income, you are subject to tax regardless of your resident status. So D is definitely a wrong answer. Now, with all that, then I am more to sure that B is my only answer.